Hello students, welcome to the SourceForge learning session. SourceForge, one of the leading names, helps the students in their life goals through schooling, sports and life skills. And here is the science subject for the grade 4 with the third chapter, plants and their food. From this chapter we are going to learn how do plants prepare food, plants that do not make their food, plants that feed like animals, and the plants and animals depend on each other. How do plants make their food? Yes, even as like the other living things, the plants also need the food. Need food. How does it prepare the food? Using sunlight, water, air, and chlorophyll. Plants are the living things. Some plants are big and some plants are small. Some plants grow on land and even in the water. And here we can see the different types of leaves like banana leaf, which is big in size, and the coconut leaves with tall and thin leaves, betel leaves with different shapes, drumstick leaves, tomato leaves. And what makes the leaf green? We find most of the leaves are green in color. They have a green pigment called chlorophyll that gives the color to the leaf. And you can see here the leaf, croton leaf. It has both red and yellow also in it, isn't it? Why it appears red and yellow? Even this plant also has the chlorophyll, but that is hidden by the pigment of other colors like red and yellow. The plant makes food in their leaves with the help of chlorophyll. What is the chlorophyll? It is a green pigment present in the leaf which gives color to the leaf and which also help in trapping light energy from the sun, which is used to combine carbon dioxide and water into sugar in the process of photosynthesis or making food. How does the plant, what all does the plant need to make food? They need water, which the root absorbs from the soil. They need sunlight, where it gets from the sun, and the oxygen from the air. Using all this, the leaf prepare the food. That process of making food by using water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, chlorophyll, we call it as photosynthesis. The food prepared by the leaves is in the form of sugar. During this process, making food, plant produces oxygen gas also. That oxygen gas comes out from the leaves and mixes it with the air. That oxygen we people breathe in. How does the sunlight comes to the plant? Leaves absorb sunlight that falls on them. They have a flat leaf. Every plant have a flat leaf where it is arranged such that they can receive the sunlight. And the water roots have a narrow tube in them. These roots form a continuous network in the whole plant so that once the root absorbs the water from the soil, the water from the roots travels through the network of tubes and reaches every part of the plant. And we can see the structure of the leaf here. This the flat surface we call the leaf blade, and the middle line we can call it as midrib, and the side veins, these are the side veins, and the veins from that side veins we call it as small veins. And these two leaves we can see here, this called stipules. And this the support from the leaf to the branch we call it as petiole. And here we can see how does the leaf get the carbon dioxide. As all the human beings need the air, the plant also need air. But it is carbon dioxide which is given out by the human being. Air enters a plant through a stomata. Here you can see the stomata. We cannot see the stomata on the leaf directly. We can use a microscope to see the small tiny holes present on the surface of the leaf called stomata. What does it help in? It helps in taking carbon dioxide gas inside in the process of making food, and it also leave out the oxygen when once the oxygen is produced. And what is the starch? Starch is the extra food which is not used by the plant. A plant does not use all the food prepared by the leaves. A food that does not get used is stored as a starch. Starch is stored in different parts of the plant like roots, stem, leaves, fruits, seeds of the plant. When we eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, rice, wheat or potatoes, that is the actual food which is stored as starch by the plant. And if we here we can see the parts of the plant which stores the food as starch. Here are the roots, carrots and sweet potato, and even radish, beetroot. And here are the leaves which store starch, spinach, lettuce, cabbage, and seeds like pistachio, cashew nut, walnut, and fruits like all fruits like orange, berries, blueberry, and in stem parts like potato, ginger, sugarcane. These are all the food we can take. And a flower like cauliflower, broccoli, and artichoke. And next we can see about the plants that do not make food. They do not make food, but how they live? Some plants, they do not have the chlorophyll, so they cannot make the food. But how they'll survive? They'll depend on the other plants for food and water. Here you can see the dodder plant, a total parasite. What is meant by total parasite? Total parasites are the plants which do not prepare their food but fully depend on other plants and use their food and water as their food. These plants kills the plant on which it grows. It will kill the plant on which it grows by using the food prepared by the plant. This is called as total parasite, and next we can see as by partial parasite. This is the mistletoe plant, which is called as partial parasite plant. It grows on a trees like mangoes and chiku. It has a chlorophyll content and it also makes the food. But then also it depends on the other plants for food and water and some of the nutrients from the big plant. And here we can see the plants that feed animals, that feed like the animals which will trap the insects as their food. Here you can see the picture plant. Here is the example of these three pictures or the pics of picture plant. They eat plants such as pitcher plants and Venus flytrap feed on insects. They will eat the insects, and they are also called insectivores or carnivores, which eats insects. The plants which eat insects are called as the insectivores plants. In the pitcher plant, it has a pot-like structure with the nectar in it. It has a nectar in it, and that nectar attracts the insects. And when that insects enters the picture, it touches the hair-like structure present in the picture. picture. Here you can see the hair-like structure. When that insects go through that hairs, those hair-like structures being disturbed closes the lower ring part of the flap. Here you can see this flap. It closes and traps the insect inside the plant. And the leaves of the Venus plants have a spine-like structure around them. Here you can see the spine-like structure around the plant, around the leaf. When an insect enters that plant, it closes and traps the insect automatically. And these plants segregate a juice to digest the trapped insects. They'll also produce a juice and digest the insects which they are trapped. These plants also make their food with the help of chlorophyll in the leaves and also feed on the insects also. And we know that plants and animals are dependent on each other. Animals depend on each other. Plants like some animals eat the plants, but even the plants are also dependent on animals. How? The food made by the plant is eaten by the animals, and animals also depend on plants for shelter. Animals also depend on plants for constant supply of oxygen. Plants produce oxygen in the process of photosynthesis. And how does the plant depend on animals? Plant depend on animals for various needs, like plant need carbon dioxide to prepare its food. Where does the plant get carbon dioxide? That is in the air, which is released by the human beings. Human beings take in oxygen and leave out the carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is used by the plants to make the food. Plants also depend on some small insects and birds to produce fruits with the seeds. You can see on the flower, we can see this white part that we call it as pollen grains. If the fruit need to be converted into the, if the flower need to be converted into the fruit, it helps in pollination. For that process, some of the insects like honeybee, butterfly, ants help in pollination. When they sit on this flower, that grains will be touched to the bee's legs, and if it goes to the other plant, it will carry that pollen grains, and when it sits in the other flower, it touches the pollen grains on the other flower. This helps the flower to develop into the fruit. Here you can see grains touched to the feet of the bee, and then it carries to the other plant, other flower, and that helps in the production of the fruit. If a flower want to develop into a fruit, that pollen grains, the male pollen grains in the male flower should be transferred to the female flower. This we call it as pollination. So, for the pollination, some of the animals like insects, butterflies, bees will help. And even animals helps the plant to disperse the seeds. You can see some of the birds are some small animals, they take the fruit from the plant and go to the other place. When they complete that fruit and they throw the seeds, the place where they throw the seeds, a new plant grow from that seed. Thus, the animals help to grow the new plants by dispersing seeds wherever they move. Like birds, they carry the fruit from one place to other place and throw the seeds wherever they feel. And a baby plant grows from that seed and helps in the process of growing the new plant. And this is all about the chapter plants and their food. You can also watch us on YouTube, and thank you for the class.